Hello, welcome to Stampin' by Hannah. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm so pleased you've chosen to join me today on Make It Monday. I have this fun card for you today, except I don't. So this card is the card that I designed for last week's Facebook Live and I had to cancel, and I feel so bad that I had to cancel. And I am going to do one this month, but it'll be right at the end of the month because I have something new and exciting coming to Facebook Live. But I couldn't not share this card project with you, so I've got it for you today, and I will design something fabulous for you for the end of the month. If you want any details about my Facebook Lives, click over to my Facebook page. Don't forget to give me a like over there, and click, there's a little like bell icon that tells you when I'm going live. You need to click that and make sure that you're aware. Your phone will ping, your laptop will beep or whatever, and you'll find out when I'm going live. The plan is for me to go live every other Sunday morning at about 11 o'clock, but we will see how well that works. New job, new lifestyle, new everything. I'm carrying on. Everything will be good. So this was the card I had planned for last week's Facebook Live that didn't happen. Because, I can't even go into what happened, but it was just a disaster. So I'm going to share it with you today. I love this so much. This is this uses my favourite stamp set and die bundle from the Spring Summer catalogue. It is Petal Palette, and I'm filming this on Wednesday. By this time when you're watching this, I will know if this is in the annual catalogue or not. I have absolutely everything crossed, and if it's not there, I'm going to be really upset. This is going in my permanent collection. This will never ever leave me because I love it. If you grab the stamps and the dies, so it's the Petal Palette stamps and the petals and more thinlets, using the special bundle code, you save 10%. Why would you not want to save 10%? These dies are stunning. I have to say, the dies actually, some of the dies cut out actual images. So you've got a die for that flower, you've got a die for the sentiments, you've got a die for the bird, there's one for this little sprig down here, and there's one for this flower. Then there are some really cool extra pieces. So there's that one there that cuts out a fun banner image. There's this floral, which I'm going to use today, that's stunning. There's a whole branchy twig thing. Love it. Absolutely love it. Cannot get enough. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it some more. Can you tell how I'm really excited about this? I love it so much. Stampin' Up, please keep it. Please keep it. Right. So, this was the original card. I'm going to step it up for you today. I have loads of things already pre-cut and scored and stuff. So, we've got basic black card base. I'm going to just burnish, because apparently I haven't burnished it already. If you want to see all the proper measurements I use for my cards, if you click over to my blog, I now have a standard card measurement page. I can't remember whereabouts on the blog it is, but it is there. If you click on all the links, you go to the top of my blog and there's a list, like a menu bar at the top. And it's under one of those things. I've got a piece of the Petal Passion Designer Series paper and the piece of Whisper White. So you can see this card's going to start off similar, and we're going to have a couple of similar pieces, but it is going to change significantly. So that was my piece for the inside. And then this is my scrap piece, and I've got a scrap piece of Fresh Fig. I've got a piece of the multi-purpose adhesive sheets. I've got some dies, I've got some inks, I've got some stamps. Shall we get started? Shall we? Right, first things first, let's do this flower. And this is this fabulous flower stamp. Love this so, so much. Going to stamp it in basic black archival ink. Get that nicely inked up. And I'm going to stamp this onto a piece of scrap Whisper White. Just like that. I'm going to give it a second to dry. Because we're going to colour it in. Now, we are going to colour it, but we're not going to colour it in kind of, we're not going to use blends or even watercolour pencils, Stampin' Up markers. No. Let's sponge it. love this technique. This is kind of inspired a little bit by Patty Bennett. Oh goodness. I think that my Diet Coke might have gone to my brain. The lovely Patty Bennett, who did something similar a couple of weeks ago, but she used finger daubers. Sponge finger daubers. I can't stand them. I think they just make my skin crawl. But sponges, I love my sponges. So we're going to sponge. I even have a sponge for each colour. That's why they've each got a piece of cardstock on the top. So lemon lime twist for the leaves. And I'm just dabbing the lemon lime twist on. I'm not swirling it. I'm literally just dabbing it on. And it is going everywhere. And that's absolutely fine. Because we have the die to cut it out. So we can, it's not going to be everywhere once we've kind of, it'll make sense. It looks a mess to start with. It's one of those things where it looks an absolute disaster and then suddenly it looks gorgeous. The other colour I've got is Berry Burst. Now this one, I did try and add some fresh fig into it, but I gave up with that idea. We're just going to use Berry Burst instead on this one. So, just sponging that on. Just like that. You can kind of sponge more in one area to create a kind of ombre, kind of shadowy, kind of, yeah, that kind of thing. Love it. So that will die cut with that die. So I've got a few bits I need to die cut. So the other bit I need to die cut is this flower piece here. So I'm going to use fresh fig cardstock. And I've got my piece of multi-purpose adhesive sheet and I've got my die. And I'm just going to measure how much multi-purpose sheet I'm going to need, because it needs to be just a bit bigger than the die itself. I'm going to trim that off like that. I'm going to pop this onto the back of my piece of fresh fig like this. So, multi-purpose adhesive sheet has a little thing here. It says peel here. You peel that bit back. This bit then pops up and you peel that off. Now that is just carrier paper. That goes in the bin. Don't put your fingers on there, it's really sticky. I'm going to pop that straight down onto the cardstock. Now, I quite often run over mine with a bone folder just to make sure it's properly stuck. It is properly stuck because it's really sticky. I can then run that die through my Big Shot, just as I normally would, just like that. Make sure the adhesive sheet's underneath. And then you've basically got, you can, once you peel that bit, that white carrier paper off, it's sticky. You're making your own stickers. How cool is that? I'm sorry, that doesn't get old for me making my own stickers. I think it's fabulous. So I'm going to go and die cut those bits and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so I've die cut that, and that now doesn't look quite so much of a mess. And this piece, oh, throwing things around, will pop out of here, just like that. You'll quite often find that the kind of bits inside your die cut don't pop out. And it's because you've got that carrier paper that kind of holds them in place. So if you just give it a bit of a wiggle, you could use one of those die brushes, but I don't own one. I think about it every now and again and then think of something I'd rather spend £10 on. I'd rather spend £10 on stamps. So, like that. And then, look at it. It's so pretty. And all you've got to do then, when you're ready to stick it on, is peel that bit off. And it sticks. It's stuck all over. I think that's wicked. I really do. I get very excited. So far, we've kind of got a card that's pretty similar. And this is where it's going to change. So, I don't know how well you can see this, but can you see there's dots on the bottom of there? They're stamped in basic black ink using this stamp. Now, I ain't doing that this time. We're going to start to step it up. So, I'm going to keep my white over, because if I take my white off, my white balance, oh no, it's not going to go this time. Oh, I've changed my bulb on my lamp. And I think, do let me know if you think it's any better or worse or any different at all. Actually, because it might just be exactly the same. You might not be able to tell the difference. James bought me a new bulb for the ceiling light because the bulb went. I was typing blog post up the other week and suddenly it went dark. I was like, oh dear. And so he bought me a new bulb. and it was really, really, really white. Like, you turn the light on and it, like, the room's blue because it's so white. And the bulb in my lamp here was not white at all. And I made it white with my camera because I would adjust the white balance. But so I've now bought a new very white bulb for this lamp, and I think it is different. There is still shadow on my videos. No, I'm okay with the shadow. Shadow exists. It's a nuisance, but it exists. So I'm going to heat emboss those dots on the bottom of this card in silver. So I've already grabbed my embossing buddy and put embossing buddy on the bottom of this cardstock. And I'm going to use my Versamark pad, which is disgusting, and I really need to buy a new one. Just haven't got round to it yet. Because it's not exciting, is it, buying a new Versamark pad? And I'm going to stamp that once there, and once slightly higher up, like that. Grab my embossing powder and I'm going to cover it in silver. Oh, and get silver embossing powder all over my desk. Normal. Right. Let's try and get that back in there. I need slightly bigger boxes for my embossing powder, I think, because they just end up everywhere. So I'm now going to grab my heat gun and I'm going to just heat that up and melt that powder, and you will see the fabulous embossed effect. I'm going to do that off camera because it makes a horrible racket. So, okay, so that's heat embossed on there. And then I just need to add my sentiment and a little bit more stamping. So this is the piece of Whisper White that's the same size as this piece. All the measurements will be over on my blog because I can't remember what they are. And I'm going to grab the sentiment that says some things are meant to be, just like the two of you together, and this one. And I love this stamp. This reminds me very much of some designer series paper we had at Christmas. And I don't know why am I unclipping my embossing powder? Don't want to do that. Basic black card, ink again. And I love it. So I'm going to stamp this once there. And once there, like that. And you're going to look at that and go, that looks really odd. It won't in a minute. So, to work out where my sentiment's going to go, I'm going to pop my dies exactly where they're going to go on the card. Move that over a bit there. And then, because I know I've got this stamp lined up straight on my block, I'm going to stamp that like that. Big girl pants on, stamping away. There we are. Anybody else? You've got to, sometimes you just got to be brave, and you've got to stamp straight down onto your cardstock and pray. Not always, just sometimes. So let's put this card together. Move that bit out of the way. Right. So first things first, we're going to pop this piece of designer series paper on with snail. So snail all the way down the back of the designer series paper, and this piece is cut to the exact same height as the card base. So it goes all the way down one side, just like that. Then we're going to pop snail on the back of this stamped piece, and we're going to line it up into that corner up there. Just like so. You can already see how we've got a much more exciting card. I mean, this one is lovely. I really like it. But sometimes you just need something a little bit extra, don't you? So we're going to peel the backing off of this die cut. And a paper piercer always comes in handy for when you need to get in between a piece of cardstock and the backing of something. Or I'm going to use it again in a minute because I've got some gems and things. So I'm going to pop that there, like that. And it's the exact same place it is on this card. And then I need some dimensionals for the back of our die cut flower. So I'm just going to grab 3. this is kind of the plan for Facebook Lives in the future, that they're going to be kind of more detailed projects, things that take a little bit more time possibly than the things that I share here on YouTube. Just because people want different things out of card making sometimes, and yeah, I cater for everybody. So that on there like that. And then just to finish it off, I have got some silver metallic enamel dots, that's the word. And I'm going to put a trio of dots onto this, the top of this card. Just because we've got that silver bit at the bottom and I want to bring it up a little bit. I did have some thread as well, but no, I'm going to leave that off. And then just to finish the card off, I have a piece of Whisper White for the middle, because you don't want naked insides, do you? So I'm going to grab the Congratulations stamp, get that onto my block, basic black ink. And we're just going to stamp Congratulations right in the centre. And then this stamp that with the leaves on it again, just down at the bottom. There we go. So, and this is cut 1/2 centimetre shorter and narrower than my card base, so it will fit beautifully into the centre of there. Just snail on. And my camera is about to die and run out of battery. As always, any of the products you've seen on my videos are available in my online store. Link is in the down bar below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.